So what happens if we leave the herd? If we leave the surrounding where we grew up with? People around you maybe think that you are crazy or that you are lost, but maybe also this is where you truly get found or where you truly find yourself. I mean, where does it all come from? I think it is still ingrained in us, because in ancient times, when we were still in the Stone Age, we were dependent on other people, on the closest people around us, because alone nobody could survive. And if you got sent out from your tribe, it was kind of like a death sentence, because you couldn't survive out there. And times have changed a little bit since then, but with a lot of internal mechanisms, it's still the same. So I actually think it comes from a deep death fear in some sense, because if people don't validate you around you or think you're crazy, it threatens deep down your life. And if we already realize that this is not true, then this is already the biggest fear we counter with this. And we can start following our own inner compass and start going our own way. Start not following the crowd. Because if you follow the crowd, you only go as far as the crowd. If you want to step over this and reach grounds where nobody has been, or where you personally don't think you could reach, then you have to really follow your own path. And that's what I've been trying to do the last 10 years basically. And I mean, I was always a bit of a rainbow sheep of my family. And if you're watching this, then chances are high that you're also some sort of rainbow sheep. And you maybe also feel like you don't really fit in. You feel maybe that there is something wrong, or you feel unfulfilled, or you just feel that there must be more. Like for me, I've done already a lot of things, and I've worked already also quite some boring jobs. I've also been dishwashing, stuff like this, you know, like stupid works. I mean, you still do something worthy for somebody, and you make sure that people have a nice time or whatsoever. But for me, it's always like, if I feel I'm not really doing what I'm supposed to do, I really fast become unhappy. And if it's with you also like this, then maybe it's just because you're in the wrong surrounding. And with this, I want to help you to get this trust in the universe, that you have to step out of there and go through a certain time of finding, even if it might be frightening. I mean, Friedrich Nietzsche calls it the desert, because metaphorically it is kind of like a desert. You step out of your known habitat, so the old is gone, but the new is still not there, and you don't also know where you're going. You're like in the desert. And still for me, it feels sometimes like this, because I know I cannot and I don't want to go back, because the old didn't work for me. But the new is also still not really there. I mean, I'm still not where I want to be. I also really kind of see the direction, but I see the direction, but I don't see the definite destination. Because me, for myself, I think maybe I cannot even imagine where I want to be, because it is much more than I want to imagine. I think that's a good way to see it. And the last years have been also quite wild sometimes, and also frightening. And I think that's also where a lot of people step back, because you think like, okay, now I've done this leap of faith. I don't know what is going on. What do I do? I mean, I see that my bank account is getting less and less. But somehow, if you trust, it always works out. I mean, for me it always worked out. There was always enough of money, there was always a place to sleep, and there was plenty of experiences, or there is plenty of experiences where I sometimes think, oh my God, this is amazing. This is actually living like a millionaire would live, even though that I don't have $1 million. And that's the thing where all this Baba culture comes from to a certain point in India. So it means like if you go onto a spiritual path, first thing is that you give away all the worldly pleasures and comfort. You don't own anything. And somehow if you do this step, you go this leap of faith, you realize that everything you need comes to you. I mean, I've lived quite a while in the jungle, basically naked, and I had the best time of my life, maybe, without much. So this took also away a lot of pressure or fear, because I think like, okay, honestly, how bad can it get? I mean, how bad can it really get? Like, how? The only difference is if you choose to live like this without anything. So that's the whole point. If it happens to you, you lose everything and you're devastated about it, then you really feel really bad about it, and bad things gonna probably happen or whatsoever. But if you choose to go this step, you see like actually it's amazing, and actually it's such a relief also, without all this media and the pressure of, I don't know, like being something. It's actually really nice. And I don't want to say that you need to take like this drastic steps, but maybe it just takes also a bit the fear away if you think about it. Like what's the worst thing that can happen if I try to go another direction, if I try to follow my passions, if I try to go where I haven't been going before, if I try to find my tribe of rainbow sheep, because they are somewhere. I know where they are. I know where they are for me. And I'm sure there are some for you also. So go out there, find them. Thank you for watching.